Hi. I was warning the viewers that we were going to be or the actors, I suppose, that they're going to be live in a minute. And then when I was trying to explain that I was about to hit the live button, I hit it. So, welcome. This is Roll for Bull. Nice little stream of some nerds playing D&D. I am your Dungeon Master, Ben Competence, or Ben for short. And these are our players in Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. We are doing a new unique adventure set in a world of Greek mythology and ancient heroes and gods. To recap, let's try the recap before we go into who everybody is. We're mixing it up this week. To recap and skip a lot, the heroes have been told that the Titans, ancient gods who do not like a lot of the races on this continent, are planning to wreak their havoc on the world, or on the continent very, very soon. Perhaps in a few months at the most. The heroes have been told that they can help subvert this plan by enacting a prophecy. The prophecy is long and complex, and the ones that were told to them, the part that was given to them, was that they need to finish 3 great labors to prepare. The first was to find this armor and weapons that were used by the heroes of old. The next was to find a horn of a dragon and drink from it. And now, after some delays, the likes of which explaining would significantly increase this recap, after some delays, the heroes are back on track for the... Hold on. My Alexa just decided to go on a monologue. Anyway, we are now on the third trial, lighting the Mithril Forge, which, when lit, should allow them to hone the strengths and powers of the weapons that they found, as well as great new opportunities that will come from that. The Forge of the Gods. Also, on a completely unrelated note, I just turned and saw where my wife hid the cookies from before, so my diabetic self has a choice. But that's separate. I literally just saw that it was next to the computer when I turned my head. Haven't been able to find them. We have 4 wonderful heroes. Well, 3 wonderful heroes and 1 grumpy one. I will go clockwise to introduce each of them. Callista, feel free to introduce yourself, your character, and one thing about them.
Hi, I'm Allie. My character is Callista. She is a satyr bard / celestial warlock, and she is just excited to be here.
That's your fact? That's wonderful. That is a wonderful... Okay, Euphemian, your call. That's fair. Since we're going clockwise, that brings it next to Crayron, who's still muted.
Oh, okay. I was expecting Kiki. All right, so I am Jennifer. I play Crayorin, the male wood elf monk, who is, I think, the grumpy one. It could be Kiki. Player... I guess player fact, this is Cosmo.
I love this. And that brings us to Kiki or Kiana.
I'm Tammy. I play Kiki, the Triton Barbarian. And, yeah, she just wants to get things done. She doesn't like to be sidetracked.
Wonderful. So sorry for the last 4 or 5 sessions then. They were...
It's that dragon dude, not you, Ben. It's the dragon guy who came and dragon-napped us.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And so the heroes have made their way back to Astoria, which is sort of their home hub. They are accompanied by Kyra, the... it's all for faint again. It's always all for faint. Let me try this. Can you guys each say like one thing in like a regular volume?
One thing in a regular volume.
No, that's what I wanted to say, Reed.
No, I wanted to say that too. One thing in a regular
slow.
volume.
You were too slow. You were probably muted, right?
How does that sound, Tam? How does that sound, Tammy's mom?
Maybe she needs hearing aids.
That's your own daughter saying that. None of us. None of us.
I can't possibly comment on that. I can't possibly
None of
comment.
us can. None of us can. No. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's because she lives like.
It's the same. It's the same. Oh, hold on 1 second. It's the same audio. Why is it the same audio? I had changed it this time. Okay, let me see something. We'll test this out. I don't know why it's doing that. Can you hear the music all right? They sound 100 miles away.
Well, we
Oh.
kind of are.
That's fair. I think I just figured it out. It's this weird thing, and I think I just figured it out. Let me know, is it better? Allie, can you say something?
Yes. Hi. Hello. Something.
Okay. That should be a lot better. Is that better? I think...
Better or worse? Better or worse?
Okay, it's not the same. Okay,
Sounds like what our gang is gonna do. Are we gonna go better or are we gonna go worse when we go light those mithril forges? Better or worse?
I think it's a weird setting with my headset. It might be the cat ears.
No.
Can't go.
Oh.
Unacceptable.
Because basically,
No.
okay, because what? Okay, it might be the cat ears. Basically, what's happening is, I think I figured it out. I'll have to look into it later. But I think that the audio is thinks that it's helping by adjusting the output levels. But when it adjusts the output levels, it affects what the stream is picking up. So I either need to figure this out, or I need to I need to figure this out, or I need to figure. I'll have to look into it. But that's for later.
Cat ears.
Re-
Remember,
Apparently-
everybody, cat ears.
Apparently it's great now.
Reed, can you let me remind me later this week to figure this out, because I don't know what the dickens.
I will do what I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Reed, go and be our scheduler.
I'm gonna turn
Boy,
Jen's
you're
mic.
asking for trouble now.
I'm gonna turn Jen's microphone down just a little bit. Let me know if it, because it's a little out of my ears. Let me know if it's a problem.
Oh, that's just Jen.
I'm just a loud one.
The heroes
It's
are
true.
the heroes are back in Astoria. What's up?
I just saw Cray's stat sheet on Twitch. You're still at 5 points.
Oh,
That's
I didn't
great.
know. We didn't take a long rest yet.
You ended the session with a long rest. That's true.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't
Yeah.
mark it.
Okay. Oh boy.
Okay, so I better do that right now. Anyways.
Pay
Yeah.
attention, Cray.
Me too.
This is lovely.
Okay, we're on track.
Okay, I figured out what it is, and I think it'll be good. Hold on, I'm gonna try something real fast, and if it doesn't work, let me know. Tammy's mom, let me know if this works. I'm setting something new. I think I just changed something. Alright, you should hear the music at a decent level. You should hear the music at a decent level. Can I get you guys to say something? Not don't quote me, can I just get you guys to like talk for a second?
Hi. Hello.
How you
Tammy
doing?
here,
Okay.
And keep going.
everybody.
Alright.
Ow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. That should actually be better. Okay. Let us know if that doesn't work, but I think that I fixed it now. I think I fixed it for good. So, Jin is not there. Jin's muted. Jin's been muted during this whole sound test, which...
Oh, was I not saying something? I thought I was like singing like with Backstreet Boys or what the heck we were doing.
Nope.
Maybe over there.
You don't need to
Not with
mute
us.
yourself. You don't need to mute yourself. It's totally cool.
Unless you're chewing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will now commence chewing. I'm so sorry.
Fair enough. So so I did figure it out. Okay, they should be able to hear music a lot better. It should be great. Huh. Only took me 19 sessions. Thank you, Jen.
19 sessions in 15 minutes.
So now, once more, for the 5th time, I believe, we're in Astoria. The heroes are in Astoria. They are at the palace of Pythor, the god of battle and war, and Tammy's father, Kiana's father. They've spent the night there. When they get ready for the as they get ready for the Mythril Forge tomorrow, they awaken one by one. Are you guys okay just to meet up like in the Great Hall or anything, or is there anything that any of you wanted to do beforehand when you woke up?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
Ray slightly remembers that the women thought he was stinky, so he's gonna go shower and hopefully get clean and not stinky.
Okay. I think he showered last night, didn't he? No. Well, it doesn't hurt. Kraven gets up, heads off to the showers. In time, each of you meets in the halls. I think that there's still a feasting amount of food. The feast for Kiki is still going because it's only been like 3 days. And there's a great amount of meats and fruits and cheeses and wines all through this whole place. Just a whole platters of food in copious, gratuitous amounts. And Kyra is there, having woken up next to Callista, and is actually fully dressed, ready in her the outfit of the Goddess of the Muses. Looks at each of you and just says, "Okay, so I think we had a detour, which is going to mess with the structure because I had a chapter. Now it's a chapter, a tangent, a chapter. But we're back. So, what's the plan?"
Food. Hungry.
That's fair. And you see her look down. The heroes ate.
You're really not in it?
How?
I mean, like, don't you, like, compile it all together? I have so many notes that are all scratched out. Like, if I don't rewrite this, it's gonna be a disaster.
No, don't ever scratch out anything. Every note is important. There aren't mistakes on any of this. I mean, I'm going to compile it all into a story later, but right now I'm just parsing it all out. But as I'm writing it out, I'm planning the structure of what the tomes will be eventually. And I'm
How many times did I die?
3, 4. I have to check my notes. 5.
Definitely 5.
5.
Can we, like, I don't know, make it heroic and make it 10?
Oh, I can't.
You'll get there in no time.
That makes sense.
I believe in you.
I can't lie on the story, but if you want to die 10 times, I mean, just, and she just looks, and she just sort of flips through her notes, looking all the way back to the first pages.
Fair.
Okay.
A paw on the monkey's hand curls in. A finger on the monkey's paw.
No. That was for fun. I'm not trying to tempt fate here, okay?
You don't have to.
Kyra says, I read a story about this story called The Monkey's Paw. There would be this monkey that would come up and he'd offer you deals, and if you accept him, he shakes your hand, and then he'd help make them happen. If you wanted to fall in love, he'd tell you how to fall in love and everything. And then 1 week after your wish came true, he'd find you, and then he'd punch you and run away. It was a very weird story that wasn't entirely satisfying, but I think there could be some revisions that could really make it interesting.
Yeah, as long as Curry doesn't die again in that story, it should be okay.
I hope so.
As long as if I got die in this story, it's okay. I have my friends here. I mean, you guys, you dudes. Oh my god.
Alista, did you hear that?
I kind of like turn my back to like the group.
You got that, Kyra, right? You got that?
I'm just start eating.
I have had a Sundari narrative for a long time, and it is finally going where I need it to go. She just like puts down these notes.
Aaron just like puts his hands together and just pouts because he got found out. He just
Euphemian, through all of this, has just brought a book to the table with him and is just reading it and paying absolutely no attention to the rest of the group.
Fantastic. I love this. But it's anybody's action right now because Kyra's just taking notes on what she now feels is a big reveal early within the chapter.
Don't make a big deal out of this, okay? What are you reading, Euphemian? What are you reading? Euphemian, what are you reading? Oh.
Sorry. Chronicles of the Last Dragon War.
Did you get any sleep last night? You were reading when I talked to you before bed, too.
I slept some. Libraries, I'm familiar with them. So.
What are you seeing?
Just reading up about Xander, actually, his first meeting with the gods here.
Interesting.
Anything we should know?
I don't think there's anything here truly that would be too much of a revelation at this point. It seems Xander was somewhat of a braggart.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Made a bit of a deal that perhaps he shouldn't have in his first encounter with the gods. And very nearly lost his life as a result of it.
What kind of deal?
Well, it wasn't a deal so much. It was a bet, a challenge presented to him.
What was the challenge?
Don't you already know?
Yeah, I just like to hear how other people tell stories.
Well, it seems like he had made a deal with what he did not know at the time was Lutheria, and then it was to be, if he could defeat her champion in combat, then he would earn riches and value and such with, and unbeknownst to him, the challenger that he was forced up against was an undead minotaur. Which I think perhaps gives insight in some things that we've encountered thus far.
So he lost?
Not exactly. He was able to survive for the amount of time thanks to Balmetria rescuing him.
I'm just gonna flip through my notes and see if I can figure out who Balmetria is, because I can't remember right now.
This is Dragon.
Dragon, thank you. That's right. We at the temple. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So did he thwart Lutheria doing that because Bellametria came to save him?
Well, it certainly looked like he was not going to survive otherwise. I think the consent was that he cheated to win and she cheated to win, so everything sort of came out even.
Does that mean we have to cheat to win against anything we do with Lutheria? Because he's already done a thing or two already to us.
Well,
Not-
believe me, I plan on taking whichever advantage presents itself to me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why is she like that? Is there some sort of insight as to why she's like that? Do you know anything at all about there, Kyra? Why is she like that?
And she looks like you just completely like slapped her with a fish. Like just the complete look of surprise and unexpectedness when you say that, and she goes, I've heard stories. I... Well, it's complicated. It's a long discussion. And... well, the Titans were here for a really long time, and they just didn't like when the traveler races came here. There was a lot of conflict, and there was a lot of bloodshed. And there was a disagreement about what consideration should be given to the travelers who wanted to have a home here. Sides were taken. But also, Lutheria and Sidon, they've always been a bit difficult. They're dangerous and they're clever. And she looks around like she's sort of like turning something over in her head. And she's doing like some sort of math about things, about something. And then she just goes, I mean, where do you think all the other Titans went?
Yes, I suppose. Do you think that they'll do anything to stop us for doing this third quest? This third...
It's hard to say, because I didn't know, I wasn't really aware of what Sidon was doing at Mitros, and Lutheria's mercurial. She's hard to... She can walk into people's dreams, and she's right on the edge of the mist. And it's a little hard to know what she's thinking. When she started out, her original gifts were to help walk people to the other side. And eventually she grew into being the one who helps people transition between states, life and death and waking and sleeping. When I say she's on the edge in the mists, that's where she reigns. So it's hard to really think of her or her plans in terms of what me or my brother or anybody's doing who's here right now. She's very different.
Well, we're all traveler races except for Callista here. So I guess she hates us all. Yay! I need more pocket bacon.
Well, I'm sure she doesn't think too highly of Callista either. Callista, you have to know that you're probably hated by her, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sidon did hit me, like, directly with a lightning bolt, despite the fact that I've been leaving him offerings at every temple we stop at, so...
Yeah, that seemed personal.
It's really not that different.
That seemed personal.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
I feel your pain, Cal.
Does it hurt... Kelly, can you stop me if this is rude, but did it hurt more or less than when you were gored by the boar? I just need to know for my own writing. Like, when I'm describing things. Because the boar killed you, but this is like the wrath of a titan, so I just wanted to know... I don't want to oversell or undersell one.
You know, the first time, it sucked. But this is my 5th time now, so it just gets easier over time. I don't know.
Okay.
Just none of you 3 do what I do. Just don't.
I'm gonna take a little... I'm gonna take some... I'll take some creative liberties on It Sucked, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah. You do you on It Sucked.
Okay. Anyway, whenever you all want to travel, we can. I'm just making notes for right now.
Did you need to talk to your dad there, Kiki?
I already talked to him last night.
Or
I don't
maybe
think there's
Nora?
anything. I don't think there's anything extra that he could. No wisdom he could give me.
Euphemian, Kiki, Cal, do you want to speak to Nora at all? I mean,
I talked to her last night. Anybody else?
About what?
I don't
I
know.
just wanted to let her know that we're here and just kind of check in and see how she was doing. She was a little bit weird. She kept saying hello to me, like again and again. Like she just kept saying like good evening, and I just kept saying hi back. But she was looking at me like I was like crazy. But I just wanted to let her know we were here. So I don't know. It was weird because she was the one who kept saying it, but then I would reply, and then she would look at me like I was like completely out of the loop and being weird. So
You were still wearing all your clothes, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Did you say that we were all around, or did you just say that you were around? Maybe
I
she
said
thought
we were all here. I said we were all
Oh.
here. Yeah,
Oh.
I just said hi. She was reading.
And Kyra turns to you.
Oh.
Kyra turns to you and goes, "Did she ever lead the conversation?
I don't think so.
We should talk later."
Okay.
I'm going to have to do damage control, aren't I?
I mean,
And
I
Kyra-
don't know. She seemed pretty happy to see me. I don't know.
Kyra
We're
turns.
like friends now, so.
Kyra puts her hand right here so that like Callie can't see her, and she looks at Euphemia and goes, "Yes, yes." Kyra's intensely proud of Callie, but piecing together what happened.
Okay. In that case, if we're full of food and have what we need, and I don't think we need rations or anything, right? Are we good on rations and stuff? I'm assuming we're good.
I got a whole pack of meat. I don't know about you.
Should we
Sorry.
see if Piper has
I'm
any
packing meat.
laying around, or do you think he already gave us all of our you're packing meat? You just got there.
I might have some notes wrong. I might have some notes wrong, so I'll have to ask you about that a little bit later.
Packing meat. Okay. All right.
What's happening?
We're talking about packing meat.
You don't need to make it
And-
awkward.
I'm talking about meat you put in your mouth. Oh my
I mean, that doesn't
god.
narrow it down like at all.
Euphemian is
Not at
just
all.
going to leave.
Just stop talking.
why-
Just stop talking, Craig.
Kieran does that smile he does, and he just follows Euphemian's lead and just follows him. I'm like, I don't understand what girls have with meat. Like seriously, we're just talking about meat. Euphemian.
I'm gonna walk out, and I'm gonna figure. I'm gonna take just a couple minutes. I'm gonna see if I can find Honora. Actually,
So she'd be easy to. Well, actually, hold on. Let me think. Roll an investigation check. Just because she has her own schedule, like she's not going to be in one spot. So let's see how this goes.
investigation. 13.
13. So what was it? And after a little bit, yeah, you would find Honora. She would be probably in the book room that you were in originally, where you found the hammer. And she's in there. Hello, Fatima. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, one of our viewers just came on Facebook. So she's in there. She's just reading, and she looks up at you. Roll an insight check.
Okay. 2.
2. Okay, then nothing. She just looks up at you, and she just goes, "Oh, hello."
I got a sec.
Yes. And she takes this book. She's reading this book. She closes it and sets it down to the side. How may I help you?
I'm just gonna walk up to her and kind of just lean my side or my hip against the table, not sit on it, but just not be too close to her either.
And she just looks at your hip on the table and just looks back at you.
I just wanted to check with you. How's Pythor been? How's he been doing?
Oh, he's doing his best. He has an incredible willpower when he wants to tap into it. And he's been using that. He's been roaring at people to pour out any of the wines from his own cellars, or from his own rooms, and been very adamant about preparing. No one's been able to get a clarification as to what he's preparing for.
Wow.
But, he seems a little tired. Is everything okay?
It's just, I talked to him briefly last night, and something he said sort of concerned me. I just kept replaying it in my head when I tried to sleep last night. Something about how he was doing his best on, like, trying to keep a clear head. And then just as I was leaving, I was saying, I kind of made a comment about baby steps, just a little gradual. And then he kind of roared and said, "What? I'm supposed to stop gradually?" So I don't know if he had, like, attempted to stop drinking cold turkey and now maybe he's gonna start again. I just don't want him to have taken that the wrong way. Just if you can kind of keep an eye on him while we're gone.
I'll keep an eye on him. He doesn't really like to discuss his drinking with anybody.
I just don't want him to have a setback, is my concern right now.
If I understand correctly, he really tried with a previous wife. I don't think he likes talking about these sort of efforts as much, but I can try to talk to him about it.
Yeah, if you feel it's necessary, I wouldn't bring it up to him to anger him, but just if you see a reason to think that maybe he's gone back to his old ways. He doesn't seem all that bad if he's a little more all there,
May I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
What are you... Forgive me, I'm trying to determine how best to word this. What do you want to do? And I should clarify, you're following the strands of fate, as the prophecies are outlining. And you've saved me, and I'm grateful. But you're stopping here to check on Father. And it seems that the practical thing would be to have moved on already. I don't know your schedule, I don't know what your goals are, but I wanted to ask why you wish to stay around and discuss this. He's very capable, and I would be willing to watch out for him. So it just made me wonder what your own goals were.
I'm used to following orders without question. So whether I'm getting direction from, like, a military sergeant, a general, the fate, a prophecy, there's really no difference.
Indeed.
It gives me a direction. It gives me something to do. Without that, I don't really have anything. And I just recently come to find out I have family, so...
I have to imagine that would be surprising. It isn't surprising to me to learn that I have other family. Fathers had adventures, but I'm sorry if that was a shock to you. Yes, we're
Not necessarily an unwelcome one, once I've had time to digest it.
not at all. I agree. There's a strength and almost a peace to knowing your place in the strands that the fates are weaving. But sometimes it's unexpected. I had made my peace with my death days before any of you came here. And then, well, thank you for that. But making your peace with a grim fate and then finding that that's not your fate at all. Sister, do you ever wonder the women we could be if we were to break outside of that design? Because I feel briefly exempted from that for just a moment, and it has me wondering. And I wanted to know what you were planning as well. Would you want to stay here when this is done, or would you travel more?
To be honest, I never had reason to even think about that prior to hearing of this prophecy. I just assumed I'd continue on with my military life and go on to the next mission, follow the next order. Once that's done, move on to the next. I've never actually given any thought about if I'd be okay with, or if I wanted to not have any orders anymore. But I'm starting to think it might be something I'd have to maybe consider, because I am seeing that there's a little bit more to this
I believe
life.
so. The traveler races are children of people that chose to carve out a new future for themselves. And you carved out a new future for me. So thank you.
An unexpected bonus.
She smiles just a little bit. I appreciate this, but also I was taking some notes. I don't mean to pry.
No, I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to...
I apologize. I'm not normally so forward. I had a guest last night who I didn't want to end conversation with, but I'm trying to be a little more familiar with my sister, so half-sister. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm studying. I apologize for being abrupt.
No, that's okay. And I think if Callista gave you the wrong idea, I do believe she told me that she went to talk to you and it made it seemed a little strange. I assure you she meant well. She just may not quite be exactly sure how to just, not mean what she say, but demonstrate what she's entirely meaning. It may be a little bit wonky at times, but she's got a great heart.
Okay.
We all do.
Oh,
Even Cray.
I appreciate that. She's earnest.
It is something else. I'll leave you to it. I'm off to save the world again.
Be well, sister.
You too.
Let's see. Is there anybody else that would like to do anything right now?
I'm just going to leave just a quick note under Honora's door.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to message me what it says, or do you want to say it out loud?
I don't have anything particular in mind, just, thinking of you.
Oh. I love that. I love that. I'm going to make a note of it.
So does that mean at some point you broke away from like me and Cray and Kyra, or are we still following?
I definitely would not have. I would have done my best to get away from y'all. Just I'm in the bathroom. It's taken a long time.
I would imagine that Craig just followed you around. I'm just like, girls, man, I don't understand them.
Just standing behind you, complaining about women in general while you're writing notes.
And then did you like just somehow like run away without me noticing and was like
Probably.
complaining to a door?
Mhm.
Like, how did that work?
I can see this.
I could see this.
I can
Y'all
just
did
totally
walk away
see
at some
just.
point. Callista just stepped in and was like, "I know, right? Women, crazy." Huh?
Oh my god, I don't get it, Cal. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it, Cal. I just don't know. I just, I'll never know.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Either that or, you're just walking down a hallway. I turn around the corner,
Just
past...
Just kept going.
No, I go around the corner, and just as Cray is following me, I cast Disguise Self on myself. Make myself look like a random servant, and start going the other direction.
oh, this is
God, that's
amazing.
brilliant. I'm like, oh my god.
This is amazing.
Like I turn, you're like, look, and I look, and you turn, and I'm just like, oh.
I was gonna try and rule. I was gonna try and like provide a ruling on how you got away, but I really like all of these theories as well.
Somehow
so
you just escaped Crayoran's complaining about women.
in time, I would say. Is there anything? Okay, is there anything that Crayon or Callista wants to do?
Nah.
No.
All right. In time, the group does reconvene. Where I guess you guys can meet in the main hall if you'd like. Pythor is out right now, but it's your all action.
Okay, where do we have to go, guys? We have to go to this forge. Where the hell is this forge again? Like, how far away is it? Do we know?
A couple days?
Kyra says it would be about, if we left from here now, we get there at about dusk. It's a full day.
Oh, well, I
You
say
take
we
the
do
horses?
Piece of cake.
Oh, faster if we take the horses.
Oh, yeah, let's take the horses.
it. Yeah.
They were left here as of last time that we went to the forest. It seems just as much sense to take them now.
Can someone share with me again?
I think we can grab you another one.
Thank you.
My horse's name was
I don't have the horse names on my screen right now because I totally forgot about this.
Euphemians is Ajax, Kiki is Oath, and Cal is was Nausicaa.
Nazca.
Nausicaa.
Oh, I killed Nausicaa! Oh man.
Did.
I love how like animals are treated as like such expendable afterthoughts in all D&D mechanics, but every D&D campaign, everybody forms a bond with the horses. It's
Yeah.
always a thing.
Well,
And
I mean, when you put your butt on somebody else, you kind of develop a bond, right?
Yeah, how
That's
much fun do you
true.
want?
That's true.
True.
That's. Sorry, this.
5
No,
seconds. It's like a long time.
you said you put your butt on somebody and it forms a bond, and my immediate thought was the fact that this is such a tangent that Mario and Bowser both have butt slam attacks, and that they both play Mario Kart together. So like, there's a through line of a canon there, and it works with what you're saying. And I really regret that actually. Like, yeah, I guess putting your butt on somebody is a bonding exercise. We've seen it in action.
Butt bonds.
Oh my god, is that what we're gonna call this epised? Is butt
Nope,
bonds?
nope. We're nowhere near being
Yes.
done. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, let's go.
I've been letting you guys do your thing. I am not taking responsibility for this team. I take responsibility for the Sidon and Mitros. This is you four.
Okay,
Who
so
am I
did
riding
you-
with, or am I getting another horse?
Are you gonna name it Nausicaa too?
You can get another horse if you'd like.
I'm just gonna use whatever name it comes with.
Let me see.
Random horse name generator on Google.
Yeah, I'm looking. Is there a horse name generator? There is.
There's everything.
Ah!
And what does it look like, Cal? Another dappled horse?
I don't know. Is there a random horse generator?
I'm gonna tell you. Okay. You find a horse. You find a horse. Sort of. I'm gonna say it's like this sort of gray horse, with a black mane, and I'm gonna say its name is Sherwin. I have a list here. I chose
Yes.
Sherwin.
William.
What? One of the other names on there was Curtis, and I'm not giving you a horse named Curtis. That just feels weird.
Wrong.
So for the briefest of moments when you said gray and black, I thought you were gonna give me a horse named Agnes.
Oh, wonderful. I should next time.
My druid wild shapes into gray and black horse sometimes.
Wonderful. So you have Sherwin at your side.
All right. I'm very excited.
So you guys have your horses. Are you heading down in that direction then for the Mithril Forge, or is there any planning or prep you want to do beforehand?
Well, I don't think there's anything else I can do to prep.
Yeah, I think we
Everybody-
largely took care of most of it in
Last
Mitros.
time,
So that we could just get going in the morning.
right?
And I tried to make that possible.
Not
This
hard
one-
enough.
this was not on me. I forgive me for this one. So you all, what was it? You all, travel, exiting out of the north gate of Astoria, down, or going north along the Archelon side, along the Archelon River, past the Mithril Mountains, north further towards the Great Falls of Archelon. Along the way, for hours, you see the beauty of this land, a bit different than before. The rivers flowing, the forests along the side that you originally spoke to some centaurs before, way long ago. And along the way, you see, as you get closer towards the to where they said the mines are, out and towards open fields, you see this long abandoned road. The road begins to deteriorate as it becomes obvious that this path is more and more forgotten. The road becomes overgrown, rocky, roots and thorny shrubs. The wind blows along this empty path. The sky is getting a little gray. You see figures in the distance coming down the road towards you. Within a moment... Actually, no, I want each of you to roll a perception check.
I got a 20.
What's that's your total?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Dirty 20.
What did-
13?
18 for Cal.
Alright. 1 second, please.
20 again for 20 as well for Kiki. Dirty 20.
Okay, give me just one moment. So, along the way, those of you above a 15, which I believe is everybody but Cray, if I'm right.
Euphemian.
Oh, Euphemian, sorry. Those of you above 15 would see 12 people, not on horses, but centaurs. One of them above, or one in front, clearly wearing greater armor and a helmet denoting some rank. Moving towards you all, but not in a battle position. You can see far off that they have bronze helmets, and some of them have pikes with flowing scarlet ribbons trailing behind them. They're moving in a direction again, not in the thundering battle stance you saw before, but
Hey, Kyra, do you want to get on someone's horse just to be safe?
And Kyra looks down. She looks at her feet that are like covered in dirt, and she goes, okay, yeah, Kraven, can I get on your horse?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I put a hand down to help her up.
She said, thank you. And, is there anything else that you guys want to do as these centaurs move closer?
I'll cautiously move forward and move to greet them.
Okay.
Intentions.
All right. As you go ahead, are you getting off your horse or are you staying on it?
I'll stay on the horse.
As you stay on the horse, as you move to the front, and Kyra sort of anxiously, she goes, or she sort of whispers to Kyra, and she goes, I'm not really scared of something just because it tried to kill me once, but it's hard to shake off when it was just a couple days ago. I'm sorry.
I kind of like, she's sitting behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just kind of like pat her, I guess, knee or like shin, and just be like, "It's okay, Kyra. It's okay. We're here."
You would not see her blush a little bit. But whenever you, what was it? Whenever you, do that, when after a while you see these centaurs move forward, there's this, what was it? You see these, well, I got my notes wrong. The leader, clearly the leader for their adornment, steps forward. The other centaurs sort of stop behind him, forming like a line rather than like a battle formation. They could circle around you, but they're choosing not to. And the leader signals to the others to stop. And he looks at you, and you see this rugged, sort of worn face of this, with a scar on it. And he says, "Why do you four travel down this road? Are you..." He stops himself. "Who are you?"
I'm just gonna pull my horse up slightly alongside, but a little bit behind Euphemian.
Hello?
Greetings,
Hello.
friends. I
Friends.
was not aware that we required any kind of rite of passage.
I did not indicate this. I merely wanted to know. I suspected... And he turns and looks at Callista, and he goes, "I think I've heard about 4 people like you. I wanted to know if I was correct or mistaken."
You have to understand, perhaps suspicion. We have not too long ago been attacked. My name is Euphemian. This is Kiki, Callista, Creorin.
The prophecy?
Is that going to be a problem?
You're guarded.
I'm sorry, was that a full statement? Yes, I am very guarded. Everybody that we've declared this to has tried to attack us. So you must understand, friend. I mean you no harm. We intend no ill will to you.
And he sort of steps forward. You hear his hoof prints on the ground as he gets closer to you, and he says, What do you presume that I mean to you?
Honestly, I couldn't begin to put any kind of motivation to yourself or to your group. But I also must be cautious.
Nothing against your group personally. We were just recently attacked and we almost lost one of our party when we were attacked by a group of centaurs. So we are just a little bit more on our guard. No offense personally. We just would like to avoid another attack, essentially.
He looks at Kiki. Do you count any of your attackers amongst the people against my people here?
Not at all. They were dressed differently.
Then there's no apology that I can make for that.
Where are you guys going?
We are...
It's like the kid in the back seat. Love it.
He says,
Hey, if we're not fighting, I want to know.
we're looking for information and to communicate with other members of a tribe elsewhere. It was time for us to move. And who are you?
Oh, well, he just introduced us all, but I'm Callista. I write songs and stories.
Roll an insight check.
Ah! My die just jumped the tray. 16.
And he indicates, and he sort of, with his hand, he sort of points to your entire body as a satyr, and he just goes, "Who are you?" And he sort of, well, at a 16, you sort of get that he's like, he's sort of asking, like, what are the intentions and allegiances of a satyr that's traveling with the traveler races for some prophecy and is, like, asking questions of the centaurs. And, like, your whole deal is, he's basically asking, what's your deal? Is kind of his thing.
I'm just here to help.
For the next big scoop.
Yeah. Just writing a story, kind of made my way around the cities on my own. Big fan of centaurs in general, even though we've never met.
If I were a fan of satyrs. Are any of you... Are you traveling... And he looks in the direction, he goes, if I'm looking at this correctly, you would be traveling to the Great Falls to explore what lay down there. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will you escort us?
You're heading in the wrong direction, Gray.
They wanted to know where they're going, so maybe they can come with us.
Introduce yourself.
I am Kraerin.
We cannot escort you, Kraerin, but we can advise you.
Thank you.
We don't... We find ourselves in a difficult situation, and we would advise you as well. We don't necessarily travel together, but that does not mean that we wish to see your ceaseless death or to see any death that can be prevented. Be careful in the falls. It has been overrun. Things, creatures, enemies of us mutually. I believe, troglodytes have overrun this region. And he turns and looks at the others, and one of them nods at him, and he looks back and he says, 2 of our own fell recently. They left on a reconnaissance and didn't come back. We believe that they were taken by the troglodytes. That business is ours, but there is no reason that we should not warn you against such dangers yourself.
Have you faced these creatures yourself before? What's there to expect? What should we be on guard for?
They're many. They're brutish. And they are simple. I would not discuss them with the same, And he turns and looks at Euphemian and says, "You were cautious. With them, be more vigilant. Whatever stratagems you had for me when you made your presumptions, don't hesitate with them."
I understand. If we encounter anything which would give us a clue as to the whereabouts of those you seek or those you've lost, I will do my best to ensure that word gets to you.
Do you have a name? Do you have a home base that we can get in touch with you somehow?
He looks at Kiana and he looks at Euphemian and says, "What is your desire? What is your reward you're seeking for this? What is the gain you want from this?"
I don't want any particular gain. I simply want to behave in cooperation with you in the hopes that in the future perhaps you will behave in cooperation with me.
We have our tasks ahead of us, but when we see those that should not be imprisoned or implicated, innocents that are in peril, we do want to try to help.
It's called mutual respect.
I want Kiana and Euphemian to roll persuasion checks.
Ay, ay, ay.
With advantage, because we were helping,
Let
yeah?
the grown-ups talk, Cray.
No, I like Chris. Like, I'm giving each of you the roll as the advantage. In lieu of advantage, and each of you can roll in lieu of advantage. Kiana and Euphemian.
That's a 12.
All right, what'd you get, Kiana?
4.
Oh, no.
4. He turns and looks at both of you, and he looks at Kiana for a moment, looks at Euphemian, and says, "Hukar." And then he
Could you please spell that? Because I suck at names.
Hukar.
That's easy.
It would have been like Huecarr or something dumb.
What was it? So, what was it? So he says Hukar, and then he looks at Euphemian and says, "You would do this to have done it." And he turns to one of his men and he signals to them, and that man comes over. The centaur comes over and hands him this pouch, and he looks at it and he grabs the pouch, and the other centaur just opens his mouth to say something and says, "Sir, that's if I may be so bold." And he goes, "You may not." And he goes, "Very well, sir," and sort of backs up, and he takes the pouch and he holds it out to sort of almost like this savoring the moment kind of thing, looks at Euphemian and pulls the pouch back, and you see this large ivory horn, like a sounding horn, and he holds it down to you, and he holds it out almost as if he's holding it with great ceremony, and he says, "This, when you know their fate, we will hear it."
I'll take it with appropriate solemnity.
Roll an insight check, all of you.
That's a 4.
16 for Kiki.
Perfect.
21. 21 for Cray.
11 for Callista.
All right, I'm going to say for Kiki and Callista. Callista, you can roll again because you'd have advantage on this one. Kiana and Krarin. Okay, Kiana and Krarin. Yeah, you guys realize I'm sure that like all of you picked it up on it, but like just to spell it out for the two of you, Hukar is basically trying to convey to him like, look, I don't want to be overly sentimental, but like you're offering to help centaurs, and centaurs are deciding to trust the traveler races. There's a diplomacy moment here that's kind of a big deal, and he's just like, and Hukar's like, I'm not going to embellish this, but like, don't fuck this up. We're doing a trust fall on you, bro. And he looks at it and he says, what was I going to say? He goes, those who don't ask for rewards are the ones most deserving of them. Succeed and you won't be forgotten. And he sort of lowers his head for a second. And Kiana, or Kyra, sorry, why do I get all the names mixed up? Everyone's got a hard K sound.
Almost like they all start with a K sound.
Wow, surprise.
And Kyra turns over and goes, so are you not against the prophecy? I'm sorry, Kyra. Sorry, Kyra. A muse? A bard? And he looks at her and goes, no. And she goes, no, you're not against the prophecy? He goes, no, you're not a bard. And she goes, okay. And he looks and he says, he goes, Sidon has been watching over this continent for longer than anyone. Longer than anyone. And he looks like pointedly not at Kyra, like at the four of you.
Isn't it like common knowledge that Sidon has like parents though?
Yeah, he's referring to the ones that are like around right now that are active players. Yeah,
Okay.
and he says Sidon has been watching for longer than anyone, and has their best interests at heart. He is angry and fierce, the way a father protects their child when their child is hurt. You will do what you're going to do. I am not delusional enough to think that I can change your heart on the side of a road while we travel our separate ways. But Sidon has more insight than you would think. Perhaps when we consider that, we begin something different than before. And he sort of gestures towards the horn.
I understand, but at least for my part, all I seek is that everyone who is here can live here in peace and cooperation. I don't seek the destruction of Sidon unless that is ultimately 100% necessary. I wish only to ensure that everyone gets the best outcome.
You see him sort of, you hear those footprints sort of clop on the floor as he sort of stands, slightly shifts his weight and says, you would destroy Sidon if it were necessary.
Not now.
He looks at Kraven.
Wouldn't you destroy the 5 gods if it was necessary?
If it was all that stood between you and the total annihilation of everyone that you knew and loved.
Would you destroy the gods if it was necessary?
I asked you that.
I'll look at Kyra.
And
If
Kyra
the
looks at
same
you.
applies, then I stand for the people who live on this world.
If you see Kyra, anyone looks at Kyra sees like just like one tear like on the outside. She's sort of like trying to sort of process this thing, and Hukar looks at Euphemia and considers it. Looks at Callista and says, "You asked me whether I would defeat my enemy. I ask you an entirely separate question."
I asked asked if you would destroy the gods if it was necessary, and then you asked us the exact same question verbatim.
You asked me if I would destroy the gods of the traveler races to
If it
favor
was
my
necessary.
own gods.
To prevent those you love from dying.
I will do what
I
is
don't-
necessary.
I thought so.
I have answered your question. Would you kill your gods if it would save your people?
Me? They're not exactly my gods. But
The only honest answer here would be one word. What is that word?
to save my people. Who are my people in this example?
Who are your people?
I don't really
Us.
have people. Oh. Yes. But I don't think it will be necessary. I found them all to be, well, I found most of them that I've spoken to be rational and willing to discuss and compromise and attempt to find a solution. So, whatever they were like 500 years ago, they seem to have grown. I'm hoping the same for Sidon and Lutheria.
And of her children.
Decisions will need to be made.
That's true.
Thank you.
Before he leaves, I just want to tell him that I am a daughter of Pythor. If you ever want to leave word, if you need to leave word for us, do so with Pythor or my sister, Princess Honora. We'll get the message.
Likewise, let us know if Pythor has anything he ever wishes to say to us. In a balanced world, I imagine he has many things to say.
Can I speak on behalf of someone?
I have no idea your authorities, your measures. Speak as you will.
I know there's at least one god who regrets things that happened to the races, and I made a promise that I would try to do right and heal the rift there. So, Kyra, the goddess, not the bard, regrets some of the things that have happened, and I'm trying to heal a little bit. So, there is an apology there.
He gives a signal to his men, and they sort of get in a position to get ready to move. And he goes, then she can tell us herself, instead of cleaving to the little one, hiding her face. And he gives the signal as the others centaurs
I have a
begin.
very nice face.
As he gives a signal to the others and begins to gallop down the road. Cray, you feel he wasn't talking about your face.
I don't care. It's a very nice face to hide behind. He should be so lucky.
What was it? And Cray, you would notice. Let me see. You would notice basically, Kyra's just been holding you tight, and you can feel like a warmth on your back as like she's just holding. As she's holding her, like sort of hiding her face from all of this.
I kind of lean back and I'm like, you don't have to worry about any of this, okay? Some people have their own. They think one way and that's the only way. We'll get through to them. You're trying to do good. Then I pat her shin again, because I'm pretty sure that's all I can reach.
Mhm.
Just like her shin. So I like, you know when you go to like somebody, you're like pat on their shoulder, you're like, there. I kind of do that, but to her leg. There.
She turns and she looks at Euphemian and says, and you can see like her eyes are red, and she just says, "You would?"
I don't anticipate it becoming a factor, but if it were the choice between every living thing on this planet, or this continent, and the gods,
I think that's the right call.
and to be fair, I would expect exactly the same in return. If at any point I become so power mad that I threaten the very existence of all life on this continent,
We
I
trip you
hereby
up.
grant you all free reign.
Oh, well, that
stop
will
me
be
if you
very
can.
fun. And then you hear Craig crack his knuckle. I can't crack.
Yeah. And she
But
just...
if Euphemian's
Oh, I don't need
power
to.
hungry enough to kill everyone on the planet, I don't think you're gonna stand a chance. No offense.
And
Track record's not great.
Kara just wipes a tear and goes, if you have a Fall from Grace storyline, that's going to be really incredible, and I'll definitely be there to write it down.
We're glad you're with us, Kyra. Don't say what worry about what I say. We know how different you are now.
Oh no, we're foreshadowing Euphemia now. It's okay.
Alright.
Um,
Well, it looks like we've got some things to look forward to at the falls up ahead.
Hikari, Euphemia, you have the horn now, which, yes, you may use to sound a signal that will let Hikari know that it's time for him and his people to come find you, and they will know where to find you. Give me just one moment.
Can I go right up towards, like, Euphemian's horse and... I don't know if I can hit his shoulder. I may not be too high. Like, try to give him a Charlie horse in his leg and be like, you're a good man. Da!
To who are you doing this to?
Euphemian.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I am now.
When we start moving again, I want to hang to the back so that nobody sees me, like, sniffling.
We're a fun story. We have fun here. Okay.
Sorry, pal. You have a nice face.
That's true. I do.
I have to
I think
emphasize.
he was talking about yours, Cray.
Oh, well, my face isn't as nice as Cal.
Oh!
That's what I was saying. He wasn't
Kyra's
talking.
hiding behind Cray.
Well, I know, but Cal thought it was her, so I'm just saying that, Cal, you have a nice face.
I totally thought you meant, like, behind the words of the one apologizing on her behalf. I see.
No,
Yeah.
what he was saying was, I can't accept your apology when I know that Kyra's sitting right there not giving it herself.
Yeah, sitting
You
behind
did-
me, hiding.
Yeah, you didn't mess up anything. He was commenting on Kyra. You were fine. You played that fine.
Yep. That's why I was like, Cal, your face is fine, don't worry about it. And then I went up to Euphemian and started smacking him in his thigh.
Yeah.
Intelligence
Stop it! Stop it!
and it's totally the character, I swear.
Perfect.
Was that to Cray read, or was that to
Yes.
a cat on your lap?
No, because I'm punching him. So he's like, stop it.
It could have been either or.
Well, I know, all you see is like cattail kind of just go past every now
I
and
know.
then. And it's like, oh, look,
Wonderful.
there's the cat.
Oh, she's tired of me now. She went back to her Tupperware container.
This is excellent. Okay, I'm gonna
Not
say,
in it, on top of it.
do you guys want to keep traveling ahead, just to confirm?
Yes,
Believe
but
ya.
but now that we know that there's trouble, I kind of want to keep an eye out just in case for any, I don't know, little brutish, small, simple creatures.
Troglodyte.
Yeah, would we have any, like, other knowledge of these beyond what he just told
Okay,
us? or-
tangent. This quick tangent. When you were talking about like you cut out for a bit, so I thought you said small, British, simple
Oh, wonderful.
creatures. And at first I was like, oh, I hope there's nobody from Britain listening to this because
No, the troglodytes, when they talk to us, they're gonna have an accent.
Hello then.
But, yeah.
I'm going to kill you today. I'm sorry, I don't do accents well.
Yeah, Euphemian. Show us how it's done, Euphemian.
I'm Mav, and I'm 1/4 of an encounter. Nice to meet you. How are you? So anyway, God, I can't wait for later in this story. You all travel down this road.
No, but wait, answer my question though.
Oh, what was the question?
Is there any common knowledge that living in the world we would have gained of these creatures, or is this literally the first we're all hearing of these?
You would have heard about them. Troglodytes. Well, actually, no. Actually, roll a history check.
Would I also be able to? Roll?
Yeah, you roll. You can roll a history check. You can roll it with advantage, for not just.
Oh, sorry.
Was it?
Are we heading toward the steps? Are we getting close to?
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm from, so I didn't know if maybe I would have
Okay. Okay, you can roll with advantage too.
Yeah.
That's
Hey.
That's a 15.
That's fine.
I was 3. Yes, advantage. 9.
All right. What do the rest of you get? I can't hear you guys. What do the rest of you guys get?
Oh, dang.
Are you guys?
Both rolled 20.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't realize we were supposed to hit.
I'll roll.
But yeah, we both hit natural 20, but Kiki is -1 and I'm +1.
All right. So I'm gonna give it to you guys. So basically, Euphemian 15 would know. Callie, you wouldn't know. Which I'll come back to in a minute. But basically, this is a continent separate from the others within this world, and by the significance of that, I mean is troglodytes are from other lands. They are large, brutish lizard folk looking creatures. They're not lizard folk themselves, who are very intelligent and good with gunpowder. Okay with gunpowder if they get enough practice. And they level up fast, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, but they have been seen around here more and more, and there's no origin of them on Thylia. There's no origin of them anywhere, so it seems like they might have traveled from elsewhere somehow, some way. And that's sort of the stories that people have heard. None of you have run into them. See, the thing is, if your lizard folk guy leveled up, we had to do milestones, because if you leveled up by the number of people you killed, he would have began at level 5. That's the problem.
So it's all friendly fire, though.
It's fair. This joke will make no sense to the audience, and I'm okay with that. It was funny 2 years ago.
Oh my god, that long?
I think it's been that long, yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Yeah, so is that all that we know? Do we know anything about what they, if they leave any signs behind that we kind of recognize that it comes from them, or a smell, or...
Okay.
To find their stats.
Okay, you know what? With you two at a crit and Krarin at a crit above 20, what I'll tell you both, they travel in packs. They prefer the deep underground and the dark. That's why they're rarely seen and not much is known about them. They're not from this continent. They're not from... they tend to stay underground. So it makes sense to you immediately that they would be possibly underground, possibly wherever this forge is. But they're not that bright, but they're dangerous. They're just something you have to be careful of, not afraid of, careful of. Any other questions?
So with us traveling, you'd probably be closer to the forge in a few hours rather than at dusk.
Yes. That's correct.
Cool.
What was it? Give me 1 second.
Hey, I disappear for 5 minutes. I just, well, not 5 minutes. I just need to go and take care of business, if you know what I'm saying.
Are you stepping away from the computer?
Just for 5 like
Okay.
2 minutes. Is
Let,
that okay?
well, let's just give it like a 5-minute break, and we'll be back soon. I'll see you guys up in a minute. I'll see you guys at 9:06.
Okay.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye, everybody. See you soon.
All right, we have the group back. Hello, everybody. We got raided. We have some people here from Faust TV. Faust, I know who you are. You are wonderful. You all asked for snacks or something. Straw demand snacks. I actually have little Christmas gingerbread men right here. So these are in your honor. Just for fun, I'm going to give the group inspiration. Everybody has one inspiration. That is my tribute to this group. Because Faust TV is a wonderful human being, and if they're bringing cool people, I want to pay tribute to that. So everybody gets an inspiration for them. You can write that down.
Sick. Love it.
Yes. Hello, all you wonderful people. You all have found your way. Let me see. Let me find the music. This music is going on for too long. Let me change it. I have it set to repeat. That's why. I'm clever. You all travel along the path. Eventually, you travel and get further out past the steppes, past the plains, and after a while you see them begin, with the hills around them, begin to open up. And as they open up, you can smell the mist and the almost just fresh, clean air moving through. And you hear, it sounds like a quiet tremble for a while, but as you get closer you realize that was a very long way away when even you could hear it, and you hear this powerful roar of the falls. The great falls of Archelon look almost as if the ocean itself is splitting open across the edge of the world as this water cascades down in staggering power. And those of you that haven't been here before would have never seen anything compared to the beauty of what is here. The water is almost deafening. The lights glistening across the water. You see, as you get closer to where the river, this waterfall's forming, and it's you see these statues of 4 stone hands out of the ground. You would almost immediately recognize as the hands of Cantamane, one of the great titans of old, said to have their own 1,000 hands throughout the Thylian continent. This whole view you see, just the falls ahead of you, or I'm gonna say the falls ahead of you. As you see this cascading down, and it does go below you. Like you're at the top of this part of the waterfall. And Kyra just looks at it and just says, "Haven't been here in a long time. Only once too. But it's beautiful." I guess this is it. We should find a way in. I don't remember how to get in. But it's down there in the waterfall, I know that.
It's always straight through behind the waterfall. I know this.
The stories and the games that people would play, yeah. That sounds right.
Does that sound familiar?
It's been a while, but I don't see why I wouldn't trust that. When you're in doubt, you trust the tropes.
Oh boy. Okay.
What do?
Oh, there's a fish person here.
Are we at the bottom of the falls, or are we at the top, or middle?
You're at the top. Like basically, the path that you're on, the plains you're on, basically it forms like this giant like half circle, and there's like they rise around. But where you're at right now, just basically this stream becomes a river, becomes the waterfall that you're at the top of. And the stream sort of curves around, like you guys haven't been traveling along that. And Kyra just looks around. And sorry, anybody can do what they want before I proceed.
Is there a pathway that leads down?
Yeah, if you look around, you would see, like... Well, roll... Yeah, you would see... you would see an entrance that's... What was that? Oh, sorry, I said something. You would see one entrance that's clearly blocked by just... Like, there was, like, a cave entrance that's just completely blocked and covered by rock and rubble and destruction, and just looks completely collapsed and inaccessible. You see another, wooden... a sort of rocky dirt path that winds around the side. And Euphemian, as your eyes trace this, it loops like a drifting pin, someone's mind wandering, just loops around down behind the waterfall.
I'll point it out and say, well, the path does seem to lead that way.
Yes!
Shall we give it a try?
You definitely already said this, but how far down is it?
It would be... I'd say it's probably be like winding around. It takes you down like a couple 100 feet.
No, I mean like if we were to jump.
Like a couple 100 feet, yeah.
Like
Oh, okay.
Kiki really, really, really wants to do.
Like, where's Featherfall when you need it?
Can our horses make it down there, or do we have to kind of get off them to do this?
You would have to get off of them because it's way too rocky and it's
Wet and slippery, probably.
yeah.
Anyway, these people know the memes I put up on all over our chats. Anyhow, yeah. So can we like? I don't want to leave them there to die, because that is not what happened to your horse last time. How did your horse die?
No, we were ambushed by
In the
centaurs.
attack of the centaurs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Craig's like, hold on, I want to go back and play that last scene totally differently.
I have something to tell you. You just hang on a minute. No, but yeah,
Mister.
Can we leave them in a, yeah. Can we leave them in a safe place?
It's pretty open field. You would kind of just have to leave them here unless you wanted to come up with... There's not an immediately obvious thing. You would have to propose a solution to me besides just, like, leaving them here or tying them to, like, one of the few trees or something.
We'll text you when we're back up and you can come meet us here.
I wonder if this horn works for all horses.
The what works for all horses?
That horn, if it works for all the horses, not just centaurs.
I do not intend to test that.
I want to play it so bad, you guys.
I get off the horse and I'm like, listen, Cosmo, you're a good boy. Such a good boy. But stay here, keep safe. Probably doesn't understand a word that I'm saying, but whatever. Be a
If
good
the
horsey.
forge used to be like an active forge, is there anything like a hitching post close to the collapsed entrance, maybe?
Roll an investigation check. A perception check. No, investigation. I say investigation.
I will roll one of both. That's a 17.
Nice.
Okay. So what was it? So you would find, basically, I think you'd find, like, the completely destroyed ruins of something that might have been, like, a station a long time ago, with a few, almost like a few, I don't want to say, like, pillars, like things that could be used as hitching posts, if you wanted to. A few, like, rails, I would say, like, something like that could be used around the top.
Okay. I'll point it out, and seems as good a place as any.
Okay. I still tell Cosmo what a good boy he is. Good boy horse. Pat, pat, pat.
As you guys get there and hitch your horses, Kyra looks at Craven, smiles, and just She sort of takes puts her hand on Cosmo's head snout, and she sort of impresses her forehead to him and just whispers, "He says you're good."
Oh,
Okay. And
as I walk away, I'm like, I don't need no damn puppy.
do you guys want to go down the stairs or the steps, or is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I think we're gonna head down the pathway.
All right.
Do you want to go first and I'll follow after? Or do you want me to go in the back?
I can go. Is this fresh water or salt water?
Fresh. Yeah. What? Okay. Hold on. What's the order of people walking?
I will
think
go
I'd like.
third.
Yeah, I think I'd like to keep the back. Make sure things are. Because I don't know. What do you guys think, actually? Should I be more in front? Because I am dexterous. I could hopefully help anybody if they slip or fall.
Yeah, but are you strong enough to catch us?
Oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be in the back.
Okay.
I can
So.
go first.
Okay. If I understand that right, that's Kiki, Callista, Euphemia, and Krarin. Is that the right order?
Yep.
And then Kyra's always in the back, no matter what anybody says. You all.
We have learned something today about their relationship.
I'm only in the back when it's necessary. I'm just saying, bro. Listen.
Anyways, I'm familiar with wet surfaces, so I can tell you guys when to be careful. Like
That's
wet
true.
from water and rocks. Cray.
I like that. I was just sitting there too. I was waiting for Jin to say her thing. Tammy and I were just preemptively responding to what Jin might say on some timeline because the setup was too there. Like we had to acknowledge that. You all head down. This rocky ledge leads from this river, from this riverbank, moves down through a short tunnel, and you can hear the thundering around you, almost making it hard to hear all of you as it roars. And you walk and you see just around the way that there's a spot, an edge, where the hill up above that you were just on, or the path above you were just on, curves out slightly, and the water cascades around the edge of this part of the hill of the path, leading the road between you, between the side of the land and the fall. The light glistening through there, cold mist rising up.
Do you think we should have? Do you think we should have tied a rope around us? Is it that slippery, Kiki?
I don't think Kiki heard you.
I was just gonna say, Kiki isn't here. I'm
Yeah.
in my own world. I'm loving this. I'm not paying attention to her. Too far. Him. Him.
What was I gonna say? As you're walking, Kiki, Kyra's sort of catching up to you for a moment, and she's got this note, and she's just like, and she's like pointing to her paper with like a quill.
Can I look at her?
No.
Notes?
As you guys are all being drowned out.
Is it possible for me to create a minor illusion that is loud enough? Because it says the volume can range from a whisper to a scream.
A scream wouldn't drown this out.
Okay, I was gonna say, since I'm behind Kiki, I didn't know if I could do it close enough. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a scream. She might hear that.
Oh, I was like yelling volume. The scream volume of a scream, but like yelling.
Yeah, but what did you want to say?
Oh, I want to ask Kraren's question. Just, is it so slippery we should have tied ourselves together? But I'm gonna do it in Kraren's voice because it's an illusion.
That's an incredibly creative way.
Really
All right,
loud. behind
Kiki,
me.
Kiki, you're walking in just the bliss of this waterfall natural aquatic paradise. And suddenly, do you think we should have hitched ourselves together?
Crazy voice, that's brilliant. Holy shit.
I'm gonna turn around. Don't do that. It's slippery.
Craven, you hear? Don't do that. It's slippery. Oh wow, this is great.
I'm just imagining all the mist and that coming off, and Euphemian just looks like a drowned rat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your beautiful, luscious locks are no longer flowing in the wind.
As you guys travel, the road gets a little smaller and smaller until eventually it's just large enough for one of you at a time down this path. You make your way through. It's still too loud to hear much of anything. What was it? As you're walking down, you see down the path. I'm gonna move you all here. 1 second. I'm gonna move you all into a new map, which those of you that are in the audience wouldn't know. We're still working on the tech for the new maps and everything, so you guys won't see it, but we're going to describe it and not lean on the map too much, except for as a visual point for them. But as you guys go through, you see about 4. Is the whole map revealed or is it hidden?
Whole map.
Oh, look away. Look away for a second, because it's doing a thing. Do me a favor. Okay, is it gone now?
It's
Okay.
gone now.
Huh. Okay, no one committed any of that to memory. As you guys move through, you see a number of troglodytes, these great lizard folk looking things, talking to each other, and they have like these bags of fish next to them, like I'm assuming like rope nets of fish. And they're talking to each other, and one of them's like grabs like this fish and bites it like in half, throws the other half into the waterfall, and they're talking. You can't even really hear it except for like some weird guttural noises. What was it? But they're not noticing you. Kiki, you would be the first to notice, even from here, even in the serenity of this and powerful serenity of this. You can smell them here. The rotten fish and the slime and everything coming into no, I don't want to say view, nose view. As they're as you're walking past, you can signal to your group. Obviously, this is a dangerous situation. I'm going to put in a rule right now. You guys may not talk to each other as in character. You may not coordinate with each other out of character. You may describe what your characters are physically doing. You may not get clever and say, I'm going to make a hand gesture that indicates that you should go forward, wait 3 turns, and then do this action. You could say, nothing like that. You guys are choked for communication right now. As you are along this path, Kiki, you are the first to notice them. But it's anybody's action.
Who is behind? I'm going to put my hand up, and Callista's behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put up my hand so everybody can hopefully see, and then I'm going to go up to Callista, and I'm going to whisper in her ear, we're going to play the telephone game, Troglodytes dead ahead. Be careful.
Okay.
And I'm going to point to whoever's behind you, tell them.
Okay. Then I guess I'm going to say the same thing to Euphemian.
All right, Euphemian.
Okay. I will pass the message on once I get it.
Okay.
And I say something to trilobites dead ahead. Be carefree? I think they mean to say that we have to be careful, Kyra.
Good for the trilobites? No, that makes more sense.
I don't know, but I think there's something up ahead there, but it's weird. You have to be careful.
First thing I'm gonna do really quickly, since Kiki said to be careful, is I'm going to cast Aid on the 3 of them.
Okay, and that gives them all, what was it?
Their max and they get 5 hit points added to.
Oh, they all get 5 points. Yeah, that's wonderful.
To their max and current for the next 8 hours.
So you give this as this sort of white light shines on each of them briefly, empowering them. Each of you add 5 temporary hit points to your sheets. Kyra leans over and shouts into Kraven's ear, "They don't seem carefree. I think that Callista's planning for something."
So how far are they from me? And is there any cover, like from when I walk, like as if I were to come around the edge, will they automatically see me? Can I hide?
It is 37. It is about 37 feet. I'm using the map. There's 37 feet, and it is just one simple path to them. There's a stone wall on your left side. There is the waterfall on the right side. It is just one dirt road. They are just not paying attention, and there's no indication of how long that'll last.
Okay.
So, Hal, I just want to double check. That 5 temporary HP was 5 temporary HP, including an override on our max, or no?
Override to your max.
Okay,
for
thank
the
you.
next 8 hours.
Sorry about that.
So I can heal you an extra 5 too, if it comes down to it.
Okay, thank you.
What's up, Tammy?
So what I wanted to say is those things. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to do my max HP here. So they're all basically ahead of me all along on the trail?
Yes.
Okay. There is something that I want to try. Shoot. I want to cast Gust of Wind, and I want to try and see if I can blow them off. Or for them to lose their footing so that they fall.
I forgot you have Gust of Wind. Okay, what was it?
I've not had to use it or been able to use it so far.
Okay, so basically, to draw along the map, it would push. Let me draw along the map. It would push them just in a straight direction down this way. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would push them down that way. It wouldn't necessarily inherently push them off the side, but it depends on what happens.
Hopefully they get distracted and trip, and then they could fall off the edge.
If she
okay.
runs up a little bit, though, like if she gets closer to them, say around here, would that work?
Is it the long string of wind, 60 feet long, 10 feet wide, blasts from me in a direction I choose for the spell's duration?
Euphemian, I am blocking you from strategy talks.
Oh.
Rules clarifications is one thing, but that was strategy. So is that what you want to do, Kiki?
Yeah, basically I want to, if they're not paying attention to me, I kind of want to just... My intention, even without having heard what Reed said, is to sort of just kind of jog forward in and then blast that wind in their direction to hopefully throw them off, cause them to fall, maybe lose a few, but just to allow them behind me to come in and basically sort of see what I'm seeing.
Okay. You channel, and you know what? I'm going to let you describe this because this is basically part of your Triton abilities, and you haven't really gotten to do this. So I'm going to give you the floor. You can have the spotlight. I already have the results up here, but describe what it looks like.
So I'm just going to kind of hunch over and run in, and then with my hands, as I'm going towards them, I'm going to push with my hands like this and sort of do a little, like I'm blowing out, and I'm directing it towards them.
Okay, we are going in that direction then. Triton, demigoddess, and warrior. This wind blows out. As it blows through, you see...
Oh man, I should have turned around and made it come out my butt.
You should not have. So when you do it, the troglodyte has this fish and just completely off the side, falls before he can do anything. Crashes the other one. He flies out. Almost he reaches out and grabs the other one. And the other one, both of them just as you just hit two of them. Both of them go cascading over the cascading waterfall. And the what was it? That one rolled a 5 and one rolled a 6. Your strength save is a 10. You hit both of them as they just. And then there's a stronger one there. It looks very much more powerful. Just turns and like digs his feet and claws into the ground, and turns and looks. And the one behind him, almost shielded by the powerful frame of this guy, and just falls back, falls onto the ground, and sort of like in a defensive position as they sort of turn and look at you. And one of them just roars. The other two fall. But now we are absolutely rolling initiative on these things. Are you keeping the gust of wind going? Because it can be sustained.
Yes. Yes, until I see what my buddies are going to be doing, depending on their turn order.
Okay.
14 for Kiki.
Wonderful.
19 for Krayer, and oh my god, Allie!
God. 4.
Oh, you are in the back, right?
Oh my god, it's like 14, 24, 4. Oh my god.
Euphemian got a 4? Okay, yeah, that's a 4. And then, what was it? Kiki got a 14. Krayer got a 19. Let me see. We gotta figure out the screen thing. Even though I spoil my screen all the time. And then who are we missing? Callista, G. 24. Okay.
24.
I might ask you guys to use the D&D Beyond thing for rolling initiative in the future because it puts it up on the stats super fast and it's a lot quicker to organize. Just in the future. I know. I'm sorry, but it does speed things up a lot.
I'll save my crits.
What was it? And Kyra always on 20. So these things look at you. Callista, the rest of you would see that there's that Kiki's. Let me see. Do you guys see this? Because I set your line of sight. No, you don't see that. Because I set your visions accurately, right? So that would be your whole thing. You wouldn't see what's going on there.
I mean, I see it.
No, hold on, wait. What's Callista's... Because I gave you all shared sight. Okay, I'll say you can see it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it so much. Okay, so Callista, you see Kiki run up, blow this gust of wind. 2 troglodytes fall over. One of the troglodyte stands up at full strength. This powerful, brutish thing, who's holding a hunting spear that he just drops on the ground when he looks at her. And just curls his claws and stretches out and prepares for something for his own strength, which he relies on a lot more. As that happens, Callista, you have the first action.
All right, so I was like avidly watching. The second that it looked like Kiki was going to cast magic, I got really excited, and so I was watching really closely and like ready to jump in. So the first thing I'm going to do is just straight out the gate, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast right at that big boy.
Eldritch Blast right at that big boy. So roll an attack roll.
You got it. Alright. Oh, I crit.
Excellent, excellent. So roll 2d10.
Oh, that was back-to-back nat 20s. That doesn't bode well for my future rolls, but...
Can you make verses out of that at all, or no?
I do! Yes! Thank you!
Tell the
Also,
story of
my
yourself.
reaction.
Tell the story of yourself.
How awesome I am. Okay. Okay, so that's beautiful. I rolled 2 2s, so that is a beautiful total of what is that? 4.
Mm-hmm. So you channel us out, and this light energy flies out and just hits him right in the chest. And he roars out this monstrous, and Kyra says to Karen, "I don't want to repeat that, but I don't think we have friends." To Krarin. Is there anything else you want to do, Callista?
Yes, there is. Well, first I want to burn my reaction to add that to my
Done.
outburst. And then,
Gotcha.
okay, I'll do it in my inventory in a minute. Okay, so then actions, bonus section. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna save my bardic, I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. It looks like he's gonna beat the shit out of Kiki. I'm gonna say, Kiki, that was the coolest thing I think I've ever seen you do, and give her bardic.
Okay. Kiki, you let me double check something here. Kiki, you look around and you see Callista shouting something at you and have no idea what it is. And Callista, you don't use your bardic inspiration this turn.
What?
It is explicitly something that can hear you.
Oh, God. All right.
Just to confirm something.
Yeah.
I'm not restricted to verbal components. I can still talk.
Yeah, you can still do verbal components. It's just you won't be heard by other people.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, then in that case, all I'm gonna do is dash forward a little bit, maybe about halfway, so probably about here, here, and then I'm just gonna like push myself against the wall so that anybody who wants to run past me can, and kind of like wave to people in case they can't see. I'm not gonna just go ahead. Go ahead.
On Kyra's turn, she's gonna sing a song of heroism, and as this music rushes out of her, Krarin, you can reroll 1 die per round.
Oh no, you won't be able to hear her.
Krarin, it's your action.
Wow, that was. Well, would you Vimian hear it too? Because he's right there with us.
Yeah, Euphemian, you can hear it too.
Great.
Okay.
I hear it's in 10 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and run ahead. 45 feet, so that would take me just behind Kiki. At that point, do I see what's going on?
Yeah, you saw it before. You're good.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go and... Oh, shit. Well, I hope I can get past her strength of her gusty gust, because there's nothing I can do right now.
You'll have the wind at your back. I'm going to help push you.
Oh, alright. You know what? Actually, I don't even know that you're doing that. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to smack this dude and come back.
Oh shit! You won't make it back.
Okay, so you're running up. You're trying to hit the big muscle one.
Yeah, because I can use. So I use my movement to get there.
Okay. So it takes you 45 feet to get there.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, so you'd have to use like step of the wind to get there, and then you wouldn't have time to really get back.
Right. Okay. Then I'm gonna hold my action until that dude comes closer.
Okay.
I've moved my whole movement. I can't get any closer.
Okay, Kiki, it's your turn. You're at the edge of the water. All of you are at the edge of the waterfall, but you're at the front, standing between everybody else and these troglodytes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and... How far would you say he is from me?
He is 20 feet.
20 feet? Okay. So I'm gonna drop Gust of Wind. I'm gonna enter into a rage. Or my rage.
Triton Kiki in her natural habitat, aquatic fury, the torrent and tidal wave herself. Please proceed.
Yeah. And I'm gonna whip out my hair tail, and I'm gonna move up 10 feet so that he could be within range, and then I'm gonna take a swing at him with my ponytail.
All right. So are you within 5 feet or 10 feet?
It's 10 feet reach.
10 feet. Okay, roll your hair. Roll for hair.
Roll my hair in curlers.
Excellent.
That is an 11.
When you do that, he just slashes and weaves out of the way to like knock it out, dodge out of the way quickly.
I want to use your inspiration that you gave us for the gingerbread cookie.
Bam! Gingerbread inspiration. If anybody from the foul stream is still here, go ahead.
So sorry, what would that be?
Just roll again. It's a reroll.
Oh, a reroll. Oh, okay. My apologies. Let's reroll again.
Yeah, there's inspiration and bardic inspiration, and they're two completely... All right, so you swing as the scent of gingerbread cookies wafts through your nostrils, and you miss, and he just slashes again, and it does completely miss. On his turn, are you done? All right. On his turn, he looks at you and dives towards you. Clearly one of the more powerful, but you quickly learn about the troglodytes in this moment that their greatest warriors are not their masters of combat so much as the ones most willing to completely let loose. As he just this complete hurricane of claws and teeth lunges towards you with no grace, no forethought, just absolute fury. I'm going to roll these attacks. He gets 3 attacks. Okay. And you take half damage from most of that bullshit. Okay, let me see. He dives towards you, ripping, slashing at you repeatedly until eventually he finds an arm and just sinks his teeth into it until there's blood and just pulls out. Looks at you, looking for any sign of relenting on your face. But you are in a barbarian rage. All together, he does 5 points of damage to you. That's the total after everything. Because he did 5 plus 3 plus 5, and then I halved it one at a time. But yeah, he would have done 13 points of damage if it hadn't been cut up the way it was.
I'll just look at him and say, oh, that's cute.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Let me. I did something slightly wrong. I did something slightly wrong on that. I got the math wrong. He does do 10, actually. I was rolling from the wrong tables. There's 2 tables for depending what type of troglodyte it was, and I was rolling from the wrong one. No, he did. This one was 8, 6, and 8, which teams up to 4, 3, 4.
Okay.
Oh, that's 11. He does 11 points. That's my final answer. I can't change it anymore.
Okay.
But you have 45 anyway. None of this makes a difference to you.
Well, plus the 5 extra HP.
Mm-hmm.
The max HP, so basically I took 6.
Mm-hmm.
Still cute.
This other troglodyte runs up, dives, and slashes at you too. As he does, let me 1 second. I'm calculating his rolls. This one goes and slashes at you, tries to slash and bite you as well, completely not caring at all that he's has to stand on the edge in order to do this to you. And he slashes and bites at you. As you're fighting off, you're realizing, you look over in just one moment, as he is moving like a whirlwind of claws and teeth, but as he's moving, Kiki, focused warrior who can be fury and rage, but also is an accomplished battle master, blocking a lot of these hits, blocking them a little easily, and as you look at him in this heartbeat breath of a moment, you see his eyes are squinting and straining as he's slashing at you and almost guessing where you are.
Is he pooping?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, is that he's pooping. Euphemian, it's your action.
Oh, we got all the way down to me. I will move forward. I've got a bit of a question with how my damage type thing works.
Okay.
Because I can change the damage type of my attack. What happens if I cast a spell that has 2 damage types?
I think you can change 1 damage type is my immediate thought.
Okay.
You can, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say you change one of them. I'll look it up later because I don't think it has... What spell are you thinking of?
Ice Knife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say you change one of those.
Okay, then what I will do is I will move forward up in front of Callista. Sort of sidle beside her, and I will cast Ice Knife. I will replace the piercing damage with lightning.
Oh,
So
wow.
I will do 1d10 lightning damage, as well as 1d6 cold damage in a 5-foot radius of who I'm striking.
Fascinating. So, which one are you hitting? The big one or the small one?
Yeah, I'll go for the big one.
All right, roll
She's
your...
going to get caught in that explosion, but I know she's not.
Resistant to cold, baby.
Uh-huh. Roll the first attack roll.
I'm going to re-roll that with the Kyra. Oh my god.
So you got
I'm
a
going
7.
to re-roll that with inspiration.
You got... Can you tell the audience what you got?
That first was a 10, second was a natural 1, so 7.
Then, if I use my reaction on my turn, does that count for this round?
Yes.
Or... Okay.
Yes. Go ahead. What was your last one? A 10?
10.
Alright, yeah, so you throw these ice knives, which are just like ice and laced with lightning, as they move through. At this rate, the troglodyte that's like near the edge of the water, that's sort of like squinting, is swiping and like accidentally like does like the perfect repost and like knocks this blade away into the waterfall where it's lost.
It will still explode and cause the ice damage.
It does? Wonderful.
Yes. I have to do a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that works for me, and it's for ice damage? Okay, cool. So I'll roll for each of them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he slashes it, when he hits it, it explodes. We're going to say it that way. Hits it, it explodes, doing cold damage. So roll the cold damage, please. 11?
11.
So, Kiki, you take half damage from cold. Okay, so Kiki, what did you roll for your dexterity save?
I'm sorry, I'm resistant to it. Do I still take damage?
Yes. Resistance half damage.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I gotta do a dex save?
Yes.
I have advantage on dex against effects that I can see while not blind, deafened, or incapacitated.
Alright, roll with advantage.
Okay. That's a 14.
Does 14 save for you?
14 is my save DC.
Alright, so you take 11 and a half is 5 and a half is 2. Kiki, you take 2 points of damage. As the troglodyte that doesn't realize what they did takes 11 points of damage. Hits sort of screaming and slashing, also just like I hit something. Why is it so cold that I'm dying? It's just very confusing moment of panic for this guy. And the other one, the other thing looks, and is it half damage on a save? Half damage? Yeah. Oh no, it's not half damage. It's just you take the damage or you don't. Yeah. So the other one, yeah, when it breaks, the other one just looks and ducks down underneath it and looks at his friend and sort of hisses at him like, "Oh, you idiot!" kind of like vibe.
Kiki saved, then she doesn't take any damage either.
Oh, she's not. Oh yeah, she has Kiki. No damage to you. My bad. Okay, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I was kind of hoping that blast of frost would freeze things, some slipperier.
Oh, interesting. You know what? Let me double check exactly how Ice Knives is worded. Yeah, I'm gonna say it blast. I'm not going to do this a lot, but there's so much water everywhere that, yeah, I'm going to say that this area that Kiki and the Troglodytes, which is a great band name, is standing on, would in fact be... wait, how much is this burst? It bursts 5 feet. So let me move this. Let me shrink this down. Yeah, this part right here would be slippery. I think any deck saves made on that spot would be at disadvantage. Okay. Is that your whole turn, Euphemian?
Yep, that's it.
Callista, it's your action.
All right. Well, it looks like these things are gonna beat Kiki up if we don't step in. So I will continue to be on the offense. Gonna go ahead and do another Eldritch Blast.
All right. Which one are you hitting? The big one or the small one?
Let's see. You know, if the small one's looking hurt, I'll attack the small one.
It looks bad. Roll your attack roll.
Ooh, does a 13 hit?
Roll for damage.
Oh, sick. Okay. 1d10. Man. 9. Better than my crit.
9. You hit this thing, and it's just sort of moaning out, like sort of panicking, and then and you hit it as it just stumbles over the side. That's the sound of a troglodyte falling over the cliff. I think I nailed it. And it just completely falls to its death. You have your bonus action if you want one.
Kiki, how you looking?
Can't. You can look at her hit gauge on the site.
Oh, I can't?
You guys should be able to see each other's... can you guys see each other's pitch?
Twitch.
Oh, okay. She got 44. You can communicate hit points. That's fair. I'll let you communicate hit points.
You looking good?
44 out of 50, one would say.
Cool. Then,
If she had 50...
55, right?
Oh!
I was. I was at 55. I took my first hit, got down to 44, and then I took a couple more, and then I got them back because apparently it didn't hit me. So no, I'm doing still good.
Okay, then I'm just gonna hold on. I'm not gonna take a bonus action. I'm just gonna hang out.
What was it? What was it? Kyra's turn. Kyra is just immediately behind Callista, just runs over behind her, and just sort of stands next to her, and you hear her singing a song just that only you and Euphemian can hear, giving you a song of heroism, which boosts your rolls. And she goes, make sure she doesn't fall. Craven, it's your action.
Okay, so I don't know if you'll allow me this, but what I want to do is I want to go kind of run up to Kiki and kind of like jump, like use her as like what are those things called, like a horse or whatever, like use her
A springboard.
yeah, like as a springboard, to, like go over and around to here. Can I do that?
Yes. I'm going to say you either need to move half movement across the ice or make a dex save to not fall.
I'll do half movement.
Alright, it's not that much of a penalty, but it's just a rolling that I want to have laid down. So it's 20, and then 30.
Oh, yeah.
So they're taking about 30, 35 feet. Yeah, you can get there. You can get on the other side of her pretty easily. So Craven just runs. Kiki, you can react to anything that you see pretty easily, but you don't see this. You just feel like a Craven-sized person just jump, push on your shoulders, and the next thing you know, just this person, and just gracefully, like, almost sliding along the ice. Like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm moving. Craven, because Craven's the drunken master fighting style. Craven's everything looks like he's moving with a strange sort of purposeful grace as he's sliding along the ice and just comes over here. But Craven, you are over on the other side, and this troglodyte.
Yeah. Then I'd like to do a. I'd like to go and smack him. I want to do a smack.
Okay, I'm gonna say once you get over to this side, you smell what Kiki's been smelling, just this completely foul, disgusting, rot fish of a thing. But yeah, roll your attack roll if you're doing that.
Okay, so how do I do? It's been so long. How do I roll an attack, guys? Oh, wait, here it is.
mhm.
It's been so long. All right, so I rolled my attack, and it's 23.
23 hits. Roll for damage.
So I'm gonna hit him with
That's one-handed, right?
one-handed. Yeah.
Okay, so you swing, you hit him,
7.
crack, and you crack him, and you hit him for 7 points of damage as he sort of just stumbles and just takes this hit and he lets out a loud whine. Just that's a troglodyte whine. I did not nail that one. Please continue.
Okay. And then as my bonus action, I think I'll just do like one hit. I'll do an unarmed strike and smack him.
All right, smack him. Roll for smacking.
And I am smacking him for another 23 to hit.
And yeah, you hit him and just swing your hand back. Roll for damage on that.
And I hit him, wow, for 6 damage.
You hit him for 6 as he whines and hisses from this. Already looking beat up, already looking almost on the way out. Kiki, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm used to the smell of rotting fish. I should be fine, right? 17.
You're used to the smell of rotting fish. Krarin, you smell this foulness wafting into your nostrils, but what was it? Kiki, you've dealt with this shit. Please continue.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back away just a little bit so that my foot is not on the icy surface, and I'm gonna go ahead with my ponytail whip thing again at him.
So you're backing up?
Oh.
Are you
I'm gonna back up.
like you're moving space back? Okay, when you move a space back, he's gonna slash at you. What was it? And he slashes at you. He slashes, and you see as he lunges towards you, you realize he's squinting too, as he's sort of like trying to figure you out. Roll your attack roll. Oh, it's a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. You roll. You swing your tail at him, and he sort of slips and falls for a second, and he just moves with so little purpose that it's hard to account for it. And as you miss, is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
No.
All right. He turns, hisses at Krarin, and Krarin, you see his eyes like almost completely closed as he hisses at you. Yeah, and then he just lunges at you with full fury. Let me double check what your stats are. God, monk stats. I hate monk stats.
I love monk stats.
You shut your... Oh, God, I missed a crit! Oh, shit. Okay, so he tries to bite at you and just snaps and bites. Kraven just immediately just weaves out of the way. And then as he weaves out of the way, he turns and just... and dives and just begins slashing furiously onto Kraven. He rolled with disadvantage and still hit with both of them. I missed a crit because of that, but he rolled with disadvantage, hit with both of them, and they both rolled maximum. He does 16 points of slashing damage to you.
Ew.
As he just tears into you.
Gross.
Yeah, he's almost taking you out, apparently.
A lot of things to do, really.
Yeah. Euphemian, it's your action.
I'm going to summon up a giant, what almost looks like a giant sketch of a bell. It's going to ring over his head. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Ooh.
He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Did you use a visual for Toll the Dead because of the lack of sound? There is nothing on the description of this spell that stops what you just did. Imagine the sound of death. It's like the Wile E. Coyote. Imagine the sound of death. Okay, so roll your damage roll before I narrate the results.
That's a 4.
Okay. Yeah, you... What was it? The bell springs and slams into the side of it, and he just turns and looks around, just completely oblivious as to what's happening with the bell. No version of that. I'm going to say that it was drowned out to the point that he couldn't hear it, but that's just narratively. Mechanically, you're fine. He did roll a 20. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Just to sort of give a little room around me if somebody wants to move past.
All right. Callista, your action.
Can I just say that I'll do the same, just kind of stick myself a little closer to the wall?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Callista, it's your action.
Sorry, I just gotta measure one thing. How close am I to this guy? Alright, cool. So I'll move forward just like a teeny bit, just so that I'm not like terribly far away from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move forward like 10 feet, maybe. And then I don't have line of sight for Eldritch Blast, but I will cast Sacred Flame.
I'll let you have Eldritch Blast if you wanted to. They're both being careful to be out of your way.
Alright.
If you want to do Sacred Flame or something, you can. I'm just telling you, like they specifically said they were going to like give space for that kind of thing.
Alright. I'm like, one day cover will matter, and I'll be glad I have Radiant or Sacred Flame.
Yeah, fair.
I'll do Eldritch Blast then. That's
okay.
Fine. At least that if I miss, it's my fault.
I do need to use cover more in my stories.
Yeah, speaking of miss, Kyra, let me re-roll, right? So I can re-roll if
What was your first roll? 8. Okay, keep rolling.
Like, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. Ooh, 9. I bet that did it.
Is that with your bonus?
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and then a 4.
Did you use your cookie bonus?
No, I guess I should do that.
Do you want? You don't have to. You don't have to.
I'll use my cookie bonus because every time you give me inspiration, I don't use it, and then it expires, and then I'm sad. I'm gonna use it right now because you can't take it with you.
Yeah,
Ooh, another 4, y'all.
Okay, you couldn't hit because there were too many people in the way, and you realized you couldn't land the shot. I don't know why you spent your whole turn trying to land that when you have Sacred Flame, but that's what happened. Is there anything you want to do with your bonus action? You fool!
I would absolutely love to. Let me see what the range is on this bad boy before I make another fool of myself here. 60 feet. I think I'm within 60 feet of Cray. Am I within 60 feet of Cray? I am. I would like to use one of my healing light dice.
Okay. Roll a 1d6.
All right. Don't fail me now. That's not bad. 3.
All right. So, what was it? Craven, you heal 3 as you feel this light and this awareness that, like, not Kyra's there, but like Callista's watching over you as this light shines over you. Kyra.
She probably can't see it, but I'm giving her a wink.
What was it? Callista, as you're shining this light, at the end of your turn, you feel something touch your hand, and Kyra's grabbing and holding your hand to keep both of you steady up against the waterfall. As you see her, you can barely hear her voice through the din of the waterfall. Krarin, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. I know what I did. Krarin, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
12. As you are there, this stench is a lot. It is distractingly foul. It makes it hard for you to focus. Mechanically, you are poisoned for the rest of, you're poisoned until the start of this thing's turn. All of your attack rolls and skill rolls are a disadvantage because you were it's overwhelmingly hard to think with what's happening.
Okay, I'm still gonna try and attack it, stupid thing. You're
All right.
so disgusting, just die!
Wow! Wow!
I'm saying it to the thing, he's gross.
Yeah, he has feelings.
Oh my god, I didn't know you had vicious mockery.
He can't hear me anyways. It's totally fine.
Hurtful. Roll your attack. Roll whatever attack roll you're doing.
Okay, so disadvantage you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the first hit hits for 23. Wait, why did I do unarmed strike? That's weird.
Wait, do you...
Oh, it doesn't matter anyways because it's still like, it's still my the same
roll. Okay, so we can say that hits. So you swing the hits. Roll for damage on your quarterstaff.
It is a 10 damage.
You swing, powering through, striking square, hitting him, doing 9 points of damage. To
10 love.
10 points of damage. He is on his last legs. Tammy's mom has sent a fire symbol to Callista's way to go, Callie. I don't know if that's for the song or for the other thing, but yeah, I'm happy.
I'm gonna smack him again.
Roll
disadvantage.
Roll disadvantage.
Because I just want it to die. Ugh.
Mom's discovered emojis.
This is great. I love the octopus. You guys, if we get enough follows, we can make our own emojis for this channel. That's what I want. I want emojis for this channel.
Follow us!
Cool. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me do disadvantage, so I'm just going to roll twice.
All right. Yeah, you roll twice, and it's just you just can't focus through as you're swinging at it, and it's desperately scrambling around. Do you want to do anything else? Because I know monks have a million things. Is there anything you want to do?
No, I think I'm good for now.
All right, Kiki, it is your action.
Finish this stinky fish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
You don't need to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't need to?
Nope. One pass is good.
Okay. So I'm gonna, like, just roar and then grab my great axe and run towards him and take a swing.
I'm assuming you're going to run carefully, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Avoiding the icy spot.
Just
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. You swing as this thing. I'm just gonna say it's just moving almost like, have you ever tried to put your hand, like, capture like a lizard or something that's like running, like, you know, you try to put a cup on it or something, like this thing's just scrambling around, just like from like in the very few small space it has, it's moving back and forth. That one misses. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn? Do you have anything else?
Do I have a bonus action than freaking...
You only have rage, apparently.
I do. Fuck. Then no. God damn it, I'm gonna stomp my foot.
Okay, I hate myself for this, but the troglodyte is going to go after the person that's been hitting it. I'm sorry, it's what makes sense. I'll feel bad. Let's see.
You guys know how, like, there's verses whenever there's somebody that hits a crit? Is there something like that, but for Cray, over how many times he dies? So, like, by the 10th death, he gets,
you get
like...
reduced to 0 hit points, I get to write a verse.
Oh, there you go.
Sleep well, Faust. Have a good night. This thing...
Good night.
This thing lets loose its absolute fury of its gnashing teeth and slashing claws. The first bite misses. Its other two claw out with the full fury of a dying warrior. Full fury of a dying warrior, plunged straight into the chest of its enemy with a desperate stand. And it would have driven home if it weren't so blinded by what's going on. Its disadvantage cost it a 26 attack, and it missed on both things.
Get ready to write death number 6.
I know, right? I was like, if he did that, I was gonna ask Ben if I could vomit on it before I died.
Good choice. What was it? Euphemian, it is your action.
You're muted, babe.
Euphemian has had quite enough of its bullshit. Euphemian is going to go through and cast Magic Missile.
Oh, the fuck this spell. Okay.
Yes.
Don't roll for damage, just go into describing how you kill this thing.
I'm going to change the damage type to lightning and just throw out 3 bolts of electricity that just sort of arc through it and
Yeah.
extra bad because of the water.
I love this. It's just like lightning crashes through it, conducted by the water. I love that, and just in a moment, you hear it scream out a loud cry, and then it just slumps to the floor. Actually, you know what? Let's out this cry. You know, then it slumps to the floor, just immediately dead. And in that moment, there's only one troglodyte still there.
I'll be hiding.
What was it?
What? Where?
The large one. No. I'm sorry. The only one left is literally the body of this one. Is what I meant. The others have all fallen off the side of the cliff.
Okay. So while this happens, can like bleh on the side because it's just so disgusting and stinky.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Bleh. Gross.
Kiki will kick him over the edge.
That
I don't
seems.
even want to bother trying to rifle his pockets. Like, just kick it off the edge.
That's wonderful. That's so insensitive. It's beautiful. As you
would have had like some go.
As you push it over the edge, and it just falls down below. Yeah, leaving you all, the five of you, on the path to here. The path into the cave. And Crayrin, you would see, if I'm right, Crayrin alone would see that the walkway begins to curve into a path into a cave. But all of you guys are there. Still not really able to talk, but you can visually communicate if you wanted to.
So I don't know anything about battle commands, so I'm gonna be like to Kiki and be like, "There's a thing over there." And I don't know how to battle.
I'm just gonna stand there, looking at Cray, trying to do whatever. And I'm gonna reach in my bag and hand him a potion.
Perfect.
Oh.
Now?
Wait, how much life do I have?
You probably need it. Oh.
I found
Callista wants to sleep, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give it back. Give it back, and I'm going just like. I'm just gonna be like this. I'm gonna walk. I'll be like, screw it.
I'll follow.
So, Crayrin, are you going into the cave then? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk like just a few steps ahead and just be like, so I can look around the corner. Oh
right.
no, too far.
You look around the corner. Is it this? Oh, that's fun. Okay, well, you don't see anything from there, but you would smell the path. You smell that this is the entrance in the cave. You smell like more rot and more wet, foul stench further down this tunnel and elsewhere, as you know that where you are now is just the beginning of some path where the troglodytes have claimed a while ago.
Oh my god. Does anybody have a mask? Does anybody... Oh god, no one can hear me. Alright.
I'll move forward to join the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Up to where Craig.
Careful of that ice.
Maybe his magic missile melted it. With
Yeah.
the zappy electrical lightning.
Yeah.
Kyra lets go of Callista's hand and looks at her and goes, "I thought you were gonna fall."
Thank you.
I hear water.
It's anybody's action.
I'll be up by Craig.
All right.
Calista,
Oh, why is it dogs?
stinks. Do we have, like, masks or something? It's disgusting.
I can smell it.
I'm gonna take out my quill, and instead of trying to scream over the waterfall, I'm just gonna write on the wall beside us. Do we want to go back and rest?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Let's go.
Kyra's writing, drawing something. Let me think for a second.
Okay.
She's drawing something on the wall, and she draws like she's drawing like really fast with the quill. 'Cause she's super fast when she's drawing, and she has like a really like an ink that's settled into the wall more than like most ink should. It's like a trident, a quarterstaff, a quill, and a book, and she looks at.
Aww. Oh my god.
Kiki,
that's awesome.
Callista, Cray, and Euphemia, we're here. And Kyra, we're here.
We were here.
I'm gonna make mine appear that Euphemian made me, and I'm just gonna draw her like symbol, which is I think like a lyre and like 5 stars or something like that.
Can I
Since
borrow
we're
that
playing hard
quill
time.
from like Cal? And I'm gonna go yes underneath Euphemian, and then I'm gonna do like a little stick figure that kind of looks like the trilobite with the head like kind of like decapitated off. And then I hand you back your quill.
Okay. I will wave my quill over top of the stuff that I wrote, which will make it disappear.
Oh, for God's sakes! Well, now it's just some weird thing.
It just says yes.
I mean, I make it all disappear just so
Oh, okay.
Kyra
our
points.
plans.
Kyra points at the symbol she drew and sort of looks quizzically at Euphemian.
I really wish I had my telepathic character right now. That would be so much more easier than this. This
Shall we play charades too? Or...
Yeah, man. This sounds like. All right, I
So-
guess we're out of here.
Yeah, back up the
and-
hill.
You guys get back up the hill. You guys climb back up to the top, and what do you guys? And you guys set out. It's starting to become later in the day, not nightfall yet, but later in the day. What do you guys want to do? Does anything you guys want to do during this long rest?
Well, first off, I think let's make sure that we're a good ways off the trail and see if we can maybe even hide ourselves in amongst some bush or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
find some cover.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're not just out in the middle of everything.
Okay, that's doable. You'd have to find it. You can find something to hide behind the hands of Kintamine or around there, Kintamine, or maybe just behind a hill. Basically, yeah, that's possible. Okay. What's up, Ellie?
While we're resting, I'm just gonna pull out. Do I still have my dulcimer, or did I get rid of that?
I think you still have it.
I think I still have it. I'm gonna pull out my dulcimer because I don't get to play it as much anymore. It's not very portable. And I'm gonna play on my dulcimer Song of Rest, so that anyone who uses hit dice add a d6.
You
Are we just taking a short rest? I thought we were going to settle in for the night.
Long rest.
Oh, you guys are doing a long rest?
Ha.
Well, just because it's, towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we ate and then chatted and then got there.
So
I
are we
mean,
going
unless-
all the way back up to the horses, or are we...
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm
I
assuming
thought we were
so.
going past that even to...
Oh.
Find somewhere hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. You guys can do that if you want. So you guys are going to go hide and hide far away. Are you taking the horses with you or leaving them?
Yeah, take the horses.
Okay. All of you take the horses. Go to the elsewhere far away, but sort of outside of the hills, by yourselves. You're playing the dulcimer. Kyra's sort of watching you and smiling, and then looks and starts making notes.
So are
What is-
we're gonna bed down soon?
I think so. That's what you guys are thinking.
We should
Okay.
also keep watch just in case.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I would like to, when we split up to take watch, whoever's taking first watch, I want to give them Bardic for to try out my new epic foresight Bardic inspiration. It's only good for 10 minutes, but you can't be surprised, and it adds +5 to your passive perception. So
I love that.
Hey, do you want to take?
I was gonna volunteer for the first watch. Sure.
take a Bardic.
I can take second if you guys want.
How many watches are we going to do? 3 or 4?
4 makes sense.
Yeah.
I assume everybody would take a turn.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought
alright.
too.
All right, then I'll take the last.
All right, so who's taking? It was Kiki, and then who's taking second? Okay. All right. After a little bit, you play the music. Is there anything else you guys want to do as you want to wind down to sleep?
We should probably come up with some sort of like hand symbols for like basic stuff since we can't talk down there.
Stop.
Okay. I can do that one.
I don't know. Kiki, you're the battle person. I was trying to tell you to go this way, and you're like, so tell me, what does it mean to go this way?
No, you were sliding on the ice. I thought you were losing your traction and trying to gain your balance.
Oh, is that why you were giving me the potion? No, I was... How do you go left, then?
Left.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, in Kiki's defense, you do move a bit erratically.
I do, you know, but I always imagined if I was, like, left, then that would mean, like, left.
So this is left now.
And that's right?
Stop, left.
Stop, left,
Right.
and then right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, how's go?
This is stop.
Do hand signals like this?
Yeah.
Okay,
This is go.
this is go.
While I'm doing my rest, I am going to borrow a pen and paper, and I will draw the military hand signals that we learned in basic camp.
I love this. And you guys sort these out, and then as the night settles down, each of you goes to sleep. Kiana staying awake for the first shift, watching out in this peaceful plains. No way of knowing if anyone saw it. The war that may be ready to happen down below. And then Kiki lays down for rest with her friends. Krarin watches out in this moment of tranquility in these fields and sleeps. Callista watching over. And as she does, in that moment, in that night, those of you that are asleep, Kiki, Krarin, and Euphemian, poor little mortals, so worried about everything, worried about honoring the gods, worried about offending them, worried about war, worried about the future. All of these burdens that you choose for yourselves. I've only wanted the peace that comes from your true nature. Each of you in your own separate worlds, minus Callista, look out in this field, like the field you're on now, but with flowers blooming in just seconds around you. And you see this man standing with his back to you. He seems to be looking out of this valley, and he holds out his hand, and this beautiful pink flower grows out of his hand. And you see this bird fly by him. And you see this other flower, blue flower, grow from his left hand. And you hear this voice say, "Knowledge is the greatest of all mortal burdens. Don't you think knowledge is pain? Ignorance is what puts the mind at ease. You find knowledge so beautiful, but knowledge, there can be too much of it. And ignorance is what can make you happy." And you see this flower grow out of his hand. And you see this green flower grow out of his arm. And another flower begin to grow from his shoulder, and he turns. And as he turns, you see flowers growing from where his eyes were, and his mouth open, and his flowers spew out of his mouth. as he struggles, and you realize he's been struggling to breathe, and he tries to make his way towards you as his body grows into this wretched mockery of a garden, and he stumbles and falls as the flowers grow over him and pull him down into the ground. I need each of you to roll to make a wisdom saving throw. Actually, before you do, no one make your roll. No one make your roll. I went silent. Can you all still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Callista, you see one by one as the three of them are beginning to shake and trouble in their sleep, struggling against something. What is the order you want to wake them in?
Oh, fuck. Okay. Probably... Probably Euphemian, Cray, and then Kiki.
Okay. Euphemian, you get advantage on your wisdom save. Cray, you make your roll at normal. Kiki, you make your wisdom save at disadvantage.
Boy, okay. Alright, normal wisdom throw. Here we go.
It's a 19.
Mm-hmm.
15.
6.
Sorry, Tammy.
And as you wake each of them one at a time, each one of them awakening out of their own terror. I'm gonna roll on each of you. All of you failed. And Euphemian, we'll go order one at a time. I want each of you, what would your first reaction be to waking up from this? Going to Euphemian, then Cray, then Callista.
Euphemian failed with a 19?
Jesus. I think... I mean, everything that would have been said there is basically anathema to Euphemian. So I think he'd be angry.
Okay. Craven, what's your immediate reaction upon waking up?
God, how would Cray react to this? I think he'd just get up and just be like, just on guard for stuff.
Okay.
He won't necessarily be scared or angry or anything. He'd just be like, okay, we're in danger. We're doing this.
Okay. As you each wake up, and let me roll for each of you as well, 1 second.
Wait, you need Kiki's answer too?
Kiki, I need you to tell me what your reaction would be upon waking up.
I would basically probably kind of feel as if that was also partially me, that those flowers would take me over. So it's like I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm trying to like make sure I've got nothing on me, like on my face, just a little bit like freaking out a little.
You're reaching and pulling these flowers. Euphemian, you struggle because as you get up, well, let's do this actually this way. I'm gonna do this a different way. As each of you wakes up out of this, we're gonna go. Kiana, you wake up pulling these. As you pull what you imagine are flowers out of you, you find yourself unable to stop doing that and just distracted by this. I have the number on here, but for an unknown number of hours, you will feel the compulsion to do this. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks and any physical saving throws.
Oh.
Craren, you wake up. You're furious and annoyed and just upset with this at the thought of the flowers and just the sight of the flowers. All of them. All of the flowers continuing to grow everywhere around you. And when you compare notes later, no one else will see them.
Oh, okay.
Euphemian, knowledge is important to you. It's been important to you for a long time. And let me get this exactly right. it's been a part of who you are ever since you were a kid. Ever since you've always pursued your education, all the way back down to whenever you had to fight for and defend against that child that attacked you and tried to take it from you, and you defended yourself. You had to kill him with a rock so that you can just get to your own school without him stealing your identity. No, that's not right. No, it's you killed the other person and stole his. Is a story that the other one told you. As all of your memories about what you were doing before this dream erase, and you have all of your abilities, but you have no idea who you're standing with right now. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh my god, so poor Callisto's the only one. So what, do we
So
all
sorry.
have, like, Alzheimer's now? Like, what's happening here?
He has
I'm sorry, he was supposed to take the next watch.
amnesia for an undisclosed period of time that I have on my notes.
Oh, okay.
And just for what I have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability saving throws, and
any saving throws for strength or dexterity, attack or ability checks.
Was there a mechanical effect to Kraren's?
Kraren, I has disadvantage on ability checks, and I have permission to describe hallucinations for as long as I want. These can last for a random amount of hours. It can last for an untold period of time. I'll keep that to myself. The way that I rolled this was I rolled a 1d4 to determine whose shift this would strike towards, and I landed on Callista's. Here you guys go. Thank you all for this, and is there anything else you guys want to say or anything as we close out on the very...
Yeah, fuck Lutheria.
I thought that was going to be fuck Ben, and I was like, that's fair too.
No. Undisclosed amount of hours. Oh my god. Okay.
That was horrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? I always had that confusion. I was hoping that, like, and all of a sudden, Euphemian goes off freaking, I don't know, somewhere.
I'm putting it in the chat, and I'm going to pin it so you guys can
Yes, we
refer to it
know.
later.
Yeah, that'd be good. Well, guys, I guess we're gonna figure this out next week.
The
you.
DC was 20.
Oh man,
Does
That's
anybody
you.
have decent wisdom?
I
What's
have
that?
+3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is not a particularly wise group.
It's not. It's not.
Cray's got the best.
Yeah, and I still failed it.
Good luck on the dungeon.
Yeah, fuck. Anyway, we'll figure
What
it out.
dungeon?
Hey, we don't have to go in. We don't I just got it.
That's awesome.
I guess I'll go. We're trying to see next week, just so everybody knows. There's some weirdness with my schedule I'm trying to figure out, but we should be here at 7 next week. Is that right? If you know, is it 7
Pacific.
7 Pacific. Is that a problem, Jim?
No, because that would be 8 our time, I think, so that should be okay.
All right. I'll see you all later. At least Cray lived it. Tammy's right. Tammy's mom is right. Crayron came out fine in this one. Crayron actually got the least punishment this time, which is rare.
Yeah, which is so weird.
If Craren had been reduced to 0 hit points, I would have at least gotten an epic burst out of it.
That's fair.
Oh. You know what? Maybe, without that healing blade,
I know. I fucked myself.
So what
That's
you're
the
saying
important
is
part.
we need to all just run around and just pummel the shit out of Cray in order to get bonuses.
I love this.
let me be the one that can give you epic. Ow! Stop it!
Have you,
Ow.
So,
have
do
you,
we all mark off a long rest, or do I not get one since I technically only got...
all of you get a long rest. A long rest is 8 hours of restful activities.
I just feel like if we were taking 4 shifts and we only got to the 3rd one, that means that
Then
all
you
of us
did-
only have 4 except for...
Oh. I'll figure that out in the meantime. I'll figure that out, and we'll come back.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you let us know before the next session.
I will. Yeah. All right, you guys have a great night. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching.